Dr. Arish Sharma will enlighten you on body cap, and then we can have a small discussion. I must compliment Kerala for the effort they are making in contributing towards medical health.
And that is the greatest cause of mortality and morbidity nowadays, the lifestyle disorders. And cardiovascular disease is one of them. But then, of course, literally means that if you get a good idea, you can have a better future to the mankind. Innovation in medicines can improve quality of life, may save millions of lives, may reinvent the practice, and may also improve the treatment strategies, and may also define the disorders in a better way. However, the importance of innovation can be compromised or overshadowed by two things. One, the cost of innovation, and sometimes it is too complex, then it may be sort of counterproductive. And we know that cardiovascular disorders is one of the leading causes of mortality globally. Various studies have shown that there is an exponential rise in myocardial infarction risk with added risk factor. That means if you got one risk factor, it may have some increased chance of getting a heart attack. But you got two risk factors, it doesn't add, it multiplies. If you have three risk factors, it multiplies further. So it's not the addition, but the multiplication of the risk factor which increases the mortality and morbidity. And this statement was reiterating that myocardial infarction risk increases by 26 times when all the 9 risk factors are added. And of course we know that age is a non-modifiable risk factor. If we go beyond 55 years of age, we already have got double the risk of development of cardiovascular disorders. Majority of the persons who are on these drugs are on antiplatelet drugs, beta blockers, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors, receptor blockers and statins. So many drugs are given that it is very easy to forget one or two. So that compliance is a major issue leading to increased cardiovascular disorders. Now percentage of people who are consuming 4 key proven medications, the actual usage of drugs is very low. Most of them do not take all the medicine proper dose and proper schedule. And so, here one thing is very clear, that if you reduce only one risk, it is not enough. You have to reduce multiple risks to cause any formidable reduction in the total cardiovascular disorders. For example, you reduce only the blood pressure. There will be this reduction of about 20 to 25%. And stroke about 40%. Dyslipidemia, platelet eligibility, all these you can see that the reduction of the risk and stroke may not be up to the mark. So, key solution is that improve the risk reduction with 2 or more interventions. So, you can have better risk reduction. That is the main common sense idea. You can have 10% reduction in blood pressure, 10% reduction in total cholesterol, and you can have, then by doing these two things, you can have 45% reduction in cardiovascular disorders. So you can see that additional risk factor increases the mortality and morbidity of risk factor, and reduction also exponentially reduces the mortality and morbidity by multiple times. So better risk reduction is possible. You can see this particular slide, which is very important because it shows that there is cumulative risk reductions with combination therapy. For example, if you give only aspirin, there is a 25% risk reduction. Beta blockers only 25, lipid lowering 30%, ACE inhibitor 25%. But if you combine it, there is a reduction of about 75% with an exponential reduction in the 2-year event rate. Now there is a strategy to reduce the cardiovascular disorders diseases by more than 80%. If you give reduce the LDL cholesterol, blood pressure, serum homocysteine, platelet functions, all these are reduced by these agents which you already know. Statins, antihypertensive drugs, folic acid and aspirin. You can see on the right side of the screen that reduction of the risk will be about 80%. In the ISD event, it will be 88%, in the stroke, 80%. So quite a significant reduction in the risk. Compliance to therapy, most of the persons, or about 33% of persons will be non-compliant within 1 month if you give separately. Or they may discontinue also. And that will show a poor outcome in non-compliant patients. So there is an innovative idea to decrease these risks with the improved compliance, both by increasing adherence as well as by reducing the risk reduction. And this innovative idea to decrease the risk with the improved compliance is in the form of Polycap. These are the various developmental milestones right from 2003 to 2013, where the TIP3 trial recruits more than 1,000 patients in 2 countries. So quite a significant increase in the milestones. This capsule has got 1 capsule but multiple drugs. This is a hard gelatin capsule which contains 3 antihypertensives, hydrochlorothiazide, atenolol and amipril, and 1 lipid lowering drug, that is simvastatin, 20 milligrams, and 1 antiplatelet drug which is time tested, acetyl salicylic acid, which is entry coated tablet. Now how we can benefit, where we can benefit from Polycap? If there is a pre-existing disorder of heart disease, stroke, peripheral artery disease and diabetes, they can benefit it. Those persons without pre-existing disease with increasing age, with a prophylactic in certain situations that we can discuss later on, may have benefit. And we can see that more than 94% of deaths from ISD and stroke occur in people more than 55 years of age, regardless of risk factor. So those persons who are more than 55 might be, there might be a strategy in certain situations to give this drug more than 55 years of age. Then of course a debatable point we can discuss later on. Large number of patients can benefit by this drug. Now this particular Polycap maintains the bioavailability, doesn't have a pharmacokinetic interactions with the drugs which are added in this, and 92% of patients completed the trial, which is a significant asset. And of course, Polycap preserves the individual pharmacokinetic profile. It also controls in the Lancet there is a paper where this Polycap mean change in blood pressure, better control of BP, reduction in heart rate is also there because of beta blockers. We know that heart rate is an independent risk factor nowadays. It is considered to be independent risk factor, heart rate. So heart rate reduction is very, very important nowadays. LDL levels are, if you give separately the drugs like if you give beta blockers or you give diuretics, it adversely affects the lipid levels. But by this particular drug we can have adjustment in the LDL levels. Lactate aggregation is also favorably affected. And the effects are similar to individual drug regimen. And in this particular thing, 85% of patients completed the trial in the Polycap arm. So, Polycap reduces the multiple risk factors with improved compliance. That is the main key of this particular talk. The Indian Polycap study, or what is known as TIPS, which shows the mean changes in LDL and platelet functions with simvastatin separately and Polycap. Both showed reduction in LDL levels that is expected because simvastatin is one of the drugs in this particular Polycap. Similar reduction in the thromboxane levels. But Polycap conserved the LDL reduction and anti-platelet activity also, which was not the case with simvastatin. The Indian Polycap study 2, also known as TIPS 2, shows that 518 patients with previous vascular disorders or diabetes were assigned a single half dose or up to 2 capsules of Polycap full dose. It shows that full dose showed a superior reduction in blood pressure, and also LDL was also reduced significantly. There is potential reduction in the CVD attacks, and there is apt therapeutic option for high risk patients and also for secondary prevention. Once daily dosing of course improves the patient compliance tremendously, and of course you can titrate also. You start with 1 capsule OD and you can move to 2 capsules OD if needed. Improvement in compliance was also shown by UMPIRE trial, which showed a randomized open label blind endpoint trial 1,000 patients in India, in Europe 1,004 patients. There was threefold increase in the compliance as compared to the usual care. The European Guidelines on Cardiovascular Disease Prevention Clinical Practice 2012 quotes that reducing dosage demands in persons with high CVD risk may result in the prescription of combination pharmacotherapy. The Polypill recently randomized phase 2 trial in a middle-aged individual without CVD demonstrated that Polypill formulation could conveniently reduce the multiple risk factors. So this was endorsed in the European Society of Cardiology Guidelines of CVD Prevention. There is also recommendations from various societies. Reducing dosage demands the most effective single approach towards increasing the adherence. That is of course very true. Fixed dose combination therapy reduces the dosage demands. To summarize, Polycab is a unique example of innovation which is affordable. Polycab has shown efficacy and safety in 2 large randomized patient trials and an effective strategy to prevent millions of deaths from CVD, both high-risk primary and secondary attacks. Clinical studies have shown that Polypill strategy could improve compliance in patients, and of course it has been endorsed by various organizations. Just as you know, Mr. William Osler has a great sense of humor, and he rightly said that the way to lead a long life is to get a chronic disease and to take care of it. Nothing can be truer than this, because if you got a chronic disease with you and you can take care of that, then definitely you will live a long life. But if you got an acute disease, then sometimes the shortcutting of your life can be at the age of 40 years, 50 years. So in a nutshell, it may be a blessing in disguise. You've got a disease like hypertension, and if you can take proper care of that, instead of having cancer or acute myocardial infarction, we can cut off your life immediately. So this is just a sort of humorous statement given by William Osler, and it is really true. And this particular Polycab helps in taking care of this chronic disease, hypertension, dyslipidemia, myocardial infarction, cerebral strokes. All these can be taken care of by taking good care. And good care can be by improving the compliance, improving the adherence, and giving all the drugs in proper doses. The one sort of criticism of this type of polypills and poly tablets may be that you can't individualize the drugs or doses many times. If you have to individualize the doses, then sometimes there will be problems. But looking to the most of the patients who come across daily in our life, day-to-day practice, there is hardly any situation where you don't get a proper response. And if you have a proper problem of increasing doses, you can add some drugs separately. So that problem can also be taken care of. Another sometimes problem could be that suppose you are allergic to one of the drugs. What is the combination of this particular polypill? If you are allergic to aspirin, or you have a problem with the simvastatin, or you are asthmatic, you have a problem with beta blockers, there might be a problem. Then of course you have to use your judicial sense in giving these drugs in proper doses, and we can give also the drugs which can circumvent this problem or the side effects of the drugs. Otherwise, keeping apart all these two minor problems, in my practice, I have seen for the last 6 to 8 years that many times this combination of the drugs given in proper doses can improve not only survival but also improve the adherence and convenience of the patient, and that is most important. So in my opinion, I found that Polycab is a good drug, effective drug, safe drug, and it is used. I have used it in good combinations for sufficient period of time to give you the impression that it can be given without much side effects as compared to the individual drugs. The only thing I want to say about the cost, initially when this drug was introduced, there was a lot of problem about the cost of the drugs and all that. But as rightly pointed out in the beginning of the lectures, this particular company, Cadila, has taken care that this innovation doesn't affect the cost. So if you take these drugs separately and you give in combination, still it is economical. So I think I won't call it cheap, because cheap is not the correct word for that. I will call it an economical combination of various drugs given separately and on polycap form. So from cost wise also it is alright, from effect point of view also alright. So in nutshell, it is a welcome drug. Thank you. All these drugs have got very well dosage schedule prescribed. So if we give only 75, some person gives 75 milligram aspirin, some give 100 milligrams, some give 150 milligrams. So I think they have kept a moderation of 100 milligrams. So, and moreover these drugs have been tried in this particular dose. So I think doses can be adjusted. We can have polycap various combinations. For example, later on we can have polycap anesthetic aspirin 150 milligrams. We can have atorvastatin in place of simvastatin. That combinations, permutations and combinations are possible, but the point is the concept. The concept is you have to give all these drugs in one capsule form. That is the main thing. Other things can be modifiable from time to time as the new researchers come. We'll find that the patent is a process or the concept or idea. Idea is that we have to give the drugs in one capsule. Other things can be changed according to the situation at the particular point in time.
And what do you think would be the ideal time when to give this pill? Morning, afternoon, before meal, after meal? Is there anything in particular?
As pointed out, various drugs, you can see that most of the antihypertensive drugs are better given in the night time. Most of the antihypertensives are prescribed in the night time. Most of the statins are also prescribed in the night time before dinner time. So I think better time for this, of course you can give at any time, but in my personal practice, I give it in the night. So that it's a smooth reduction in the blood pressure, and the blood pressure also is better controlled in the morning hours when it is needed most. If, you know that if you give the drug in the breakfast, what happens? That the maximum effect of the drug is after say about 12 hours, so it may be in the night time. And you know that the maximum events, cardiovascular events, take in the early hours of the morning. And so if you give in the breakfast, then in the early hours you are getting the least concentration of the drug, when it is most needed. So in my opinion, it should be given in night.
I think Dr. Sharma has brought out very important points. There might be occasions when one has to fall back on the combination. As for example, aspirin. Now in a patient of GERD, that is a gastroesophageal reflux, aspirin may be very harmful, and you've got to delete aspirin altogether. Question of Ramipred. You should be careful if the individual has got cough, because the ACE inhibitors and that group leads to cough, type of cough which you cannot cure, cannot control. So in that situation, Ramipred may have to be deleted. If a patient is a diabetic and we are giving hydrochlorothiazide, it may lead to hyperglycemia, may not precipitate frank diabetes. So in that case, I was just wondering whether I'd like to add chlorthalidone instead of hydrochlorothiazide, because these days we are talking of chlorthalidone much more. Amongst the statins, I think Professor Sharma would agree with me. We've got a lot of data on atorvastatin, and perhaps that is the gold standard. Nowadays we think robustatin is a better choice, but all the same, simvastatin can also do the function and therefore it might continue. Then amongst the vitamins, folic acid, you want to take care of homocystinemia, hyperhomocystinemia. Now the vitamin that we are talking about is vitamin D3. I don't know what is your impression about vitamin D3. There's a lot of role in coronary and so many others. We would like to add vitamin D3 also. Well, all said and done, I must congratulate Cadila for making an effort and bringing Polycab in the market. It serves the purpose to a very great extent. And I must compliment Dr. Sharma for his beautiful talk and must compliment Cadila for serving the humanity, bringing in Polycab. Thank you very much. Thank you.